recently, when I was browsing the Dark Souls 1 subreddit, I noticed a thread about an Overhaul project. Dark Souls Overhaul project. It's talking about looking for volunteers. A group of Dark Souls enthusiasts and coders got together, and they're trying to make a remastered or overhauled version of the game, focusing on PvP balance and adding new features. So two pretty big tasks to tackle, but they seem like they're gung-ho. They have some ideas: changing animation timings, weapon damage, scaling, magic, shield, rolling viability. We're talking about a lot of stuff here. And then of course the, new features, making every area invadable. Imagine PvPing in Ash Lake, near the Everlasting Dragon, or imagine the Great Bow snipes with the fog ring you can do in the Great Hollow. Like, it's pretty insane what they're talking about. Like, we're talking a completely different way to play the game, to experience the game. And then creating and replacing animations with completely new sets. That's just unbelievably cool. I can't even imagine like the animators and whatnot you'll need for that, but that's got to be really, really tough. So yeah, that's going to be super, super tough, but interesting. For more detailed list on what's being worked on, please see. So there's a doc. I've opened the doc, and we're actually going to go over it. We're going to go over it together, and we'll see, talk about it a little bit, and what we think about it. So let's do that right now. So, okay, so task. These are all the things that they want to accomplish for the Overhaul project. So we'll go from the top all the way down. So number one, expand movesets, weapon arts, general R2 attack improvements, category animations, completion, none, claimant, nobody, priority, high. Okay, is there anything else we need to... No, that's okay. So expand movesets, weapon arts. One of the biggest complaints of players that go from Dark Souls 3, Bloodborne, or Dark Souls 2, and they go back to Dark Souls 1, is that the movesets are very bland. You have an R1 attack, you have an R2 attack, and all the other, basic rolling, running, and, running / backstep can be in the same category, and the jumping attack, right? Those are the basic. Oh, and I guess the plunging attack, if you want to include that one too. I think I covered them all, yeah. But when you look at the newer games, Bloodborne, DS2, DS3, they all incorporate some kind of funky mechanic that mixes that up. Like Dark Souls 2 had the power stancing, Bloodborne had the transform attacks, and then Dark Souls 3 referenced here with the weapon art system. Now, how effective this was, how much of the overall player base actually used these things, like the power stancing, a transform attack's absolutely integral part of the game. You can't Bloodborne with, at least not effectively, without incorporating transform attacks into your game, right? You're gonna have a hard time if you're playing it like DS1, DS2, where you're like R1, R1, back away, R1, R1, back away, right? The transform attacks are a huge part of, especially with boss fights, huge part of the game, and PvP. So I like that huge undertaking, because the weapon arts, adding weapon arts, or expanding movesets period to a game that doesn't already have it, means new animations. This seems really tough to do. General R2 attack improvement, that not so tough. They can probably shorten the animation frames or speed up the animations, or probably even easier would be to decrease the recovery or increase the startup, right? So don't touch the actual animations themselves. That'd be really tricky to do. Maybe even impossible without an animator, but the actual, what's it called? How long, let's say, for example, let's take something like the Chaos Blade one-handed R2, right? The one that the character holds up the Chaos Blade in front of their face for like 3 seconds and then does like a whoosh, swipe like that, right? Pretty sick looking, pretty cool looking, but basically you would never do that in a invasion or duel unless you're trolling, right? Unless you have a huge life lead and you're like, lol, Chaos Blade R2. That's the only time you'd ever do that. Changing the actual animation for that, probably more than these guys can chew, at least without animators. But if they shorten the recovery or increase the startup, or decrease the startup, I could see that actually being utilized. And then the same goes for other R2s, like Great Club R2, a million other R2s that are just way too slow to realistically use, except in the case of either you don't know what you're doing or you're trolling. Like, that's, yeah. Sucks to say, but yeah. So I can definitely see the second part of it. Expanding movesets, weapon arts, I don't know, dude. That sounds really just out there. Like, I'm sure it's possible. Anything is possible. But is it... Likely is not the word I'm looking for. Is it realistic? I don't think it's realistic. So that's my 2 cents on that. Spell creation tutorial. I don't know what you mean by tutorial. Like, are we talking like take... I don't even know what that means. Like, what are we talking? Like, take Fireball and take Black Flame and combine it together and you have a long-range Black Flame, and you're gonna explain to us how to make that happen? I don't even know what that means, honestly. Spell creation tutorial. Hold on. Let's, before we, because I'm ready to move on to the next one, but before we do that, let's go through the thread. Maybe there's gonna be more info on stuff. Like, let's just click all the links and see if there's like, oh, here's more info on stuff. I think that's everything. Okay, what is this? Oh wow, this is super specific. Like, we're talking, I mean, look at this. This is like very, very, very specific stuff. Maybe a little too specific to go over in this video. I mean, we're talking, how many pages is this? Okay. Miscellaneous. Okay, let's go through this list and then we'll go from there. And I'm gonna quickly look at chat and see if you guys said anything that I want to respond to. Will the project allow jump on L3? Parallax, I am not sure, but that would be something that would probably be directed towards this thread and the people that and I'll link the thread in the chat here. I don't know if you have a Reddit account or not, but if you do, or if you want to Google these names of the, you know, submitters, people who are like answering questions and stuff, you might want to get in contact with them and mention that, because it's a pretty significant change. I use that all the time. At first I hated it, the L3 on the jump, but now I can't live without it. It's the best, because you can run and jump and not have to worry about double tap. Like, it makes things life easier. There's Demon Souls animations in the Dark Souls code. Oh yeah, the Hornet Ring, the backstab. The Hornet Ring Dark Souls 1 backstab is the regular backstab from Demon Souls, because there's no Hornet Ring in Demon Souls. everything after Ceaseless needs a revamp. Honestly, if I'm gonna be completely real with myself and with you guys, DS1, it's not a nosedive, but it definitely takes a dip in quality after ONS. That's my 2 cents. Everything up to ONS is 10 out of 10. Some of the best world design, like world building, level design, atmosphere, cool boss fights, interesting like enemy locations, not just like randomly thrown around, but like in interesting places, unique like player challenges, like they test you, you know, like there's like the ONS boss fight is like a gank check, right? It's like, can you handle 2 things coming at you at once, 2 bosses? The not, what are they called? Not ladders. When you're high up at I'm forgetting, fuck, it's like late, so I'm like forgetting everything. I'm like late and sleepy. You know, the part where the painted guardian swords are way high up and they're throwing knives at you, and it's like a really narrow rail and you gotta climb over. That's a shield / poise check is what that area is. Because if you don't have a shield and you're trying to get through there, what are you gonna, you're gonna roll past the throwing knives? No. If you roll, chances are you're gonna fall off because it's so narrow. And if you don't have any poise, you're gonna get hit every time and you're gonna get knocked off. So it's a shield / poise check, mostly a shield check, that area. But yeah, mostly a shield check. Yeah, and just everything up to ONS, it's like they have a very specific, there's a reason for it. Everything has a reason. It's not just random. It's not just lore, boss fight, right? Immersion. No, it's there's a black and white to it too, which is what makes DS1 so special. The rafters, yeah. Words are OP at 3 a.m. Okay, let's go back to the list. So yeah, spell creation tutorial, still not 100% sure on what that means, but that's not a bad thing. Okay. This I really like. Tight backstab angle, reduce distance to backstab. I just saw that as a core mechanics. The thing is, Dark Souls 1 is all about the backstabs, right? It's the #1 punish. It's, you know, and so much, like maybe like 90% of the techniques in the game revolve around the backstab mechanic, and that's huge. That's huge. It's, you get the backstab, and unlike every other Souls game, you have insane amounts of pressure that you can apply, safe pressure at that, if you choose to make it safe, that you can apply against the opponent. Whereas in the other games, it's like all you can do is hope for a roll catch on wake up, maybe get a laggy black flame in there. That's literally it. Like, there's no other viable option on wake up. That's all you can do. Whereas DS1, it's like mind-boggling the number of setups that you can apply, right? And there's different timings if you use Hornet Ring or if you don't. It's deep. It's really meaty when it comes to DS1, and that's cool. It's unique in that way. But I would definitely like to see what the game would be like if the meta wasn't all around the BS. If, you know, you bring more of the moveset into, like, if you fix the movesets like they're saying in this, you know, 20-page overhaul, you fix the movesets, make those R2s faster, shorten the recovery, shorten the startup, maybe nerf the Chaos Blade a little bit, because goddamn, Chaos Blade OP. Not a lot though, just a little bit. Maybe it wouldn't be so BS heavy. I don't know. It would be cool. It would be cool to try DS1 without such a heavy BS focus. I think it would be cool. At least to try it. At least to try it. It might suck. I don't know. But it might be cool too. So, what is this? Maybe add the cut content. Yeah, that would be cool. They had to rush after ONS. I know. Did you know, Turkish says in the chat, they had to rush the game after ONS. Did you know they rushed Dark Souls 1 because of Skyrim? Namco Bandai, well, I don't want to say like I know for sure, but what I think is Namco Bandai told From Software, hey, in 6 months from now, a game is going to come out called Elder Scrolls Skyrim, which is going to blow Dark Souls 1 out of the water, and nobody's going to care about DS1, and it's going to be blown off the face of the map as far as RPGs go once Skyrim comes out. And so you guys need to release your game now, right? Or 3 months, whatever. And so they cut it short. They released the game. 3 months later, or not even a month later, Skyrim came out, and Skyrim did amazingly well. I think it sold like 11 million copies so far. If you Google like Skyrim sales, 11 million copies, which is disgusting. That's huge, right? Compare that to something like Call of Duty or Assassin's Creed. Like it's not that high, but it's still a disgusting amount of sales. But I mean, Skyrim compared to Dark Souls, Skyrim is amazing in its own right, but Dark Souls changed the game. Like, I mean, the Soulsborne is now a genre, basically. So, yeah, Skyrim didn't make its own genre. No, the Soulsborne did. So, yeah. Okay, let's go back to what we were talking about. Oh wait, let me finish reading the chat here. Add the cut content. They had to rush after ONS. The Rafters. Blighttown is the check if you want to continue to play the game. There's another one. Blighttown is another area check. That's right. Backstabs are easily changeable. Chaos Blade already nerfed. Is there a playable version of this that I don't know about? If there is, could you whisper me? I'd like to talk to you about this. If there's a playable version of... Because I don't know if you're just YOLO trolling. I don't think you are. Doesn't seem like you are, but... I'm going to take the chat off the screen for right now. Okay. Because I would like to check that Chaos Blade nerf personally. Because I've spent many an hour rocking the Chaos Blade on every platform that this game is on. And I would like to see the differences myself firsthand. Prepare to die again. Okay. All right. Let's keep going down the list here. We already spent like, it feels like 20 minutes on the first two things. So spell creation tutorial, we talked about that. Speed up cast animation for area of effect spells. So we're talking stuff like Bountiful Sunlight. We're talking stuff like, well, let's give a more, easily relatable example. I feel like that's not really an easily relatable example. Bountiful Sunlight, like 1 out of every 50 people even know what that is, or have ever even gone out of their way to kill those blue Pisakas, aka the jelly tentacle things, to actually get that miracle. So let's use Gravelord Sword. There we go. So speed up cast animation for like Gravelord Sword, Gravelord Sword dance. So that's cool. That's definitely needed. Maybe not for stuff like Chaos Storm, or is it Chaos Storm or Fire? No, Firestorm is super solid. After a backstab, Chaos Storm, or say Chaos Storm, Firestorm on Wake Up in the Berg is pretty solid. If you can backstab somebody, this is like some strat. It's not really a technique, it's a strategy. If you can position yourself to backstab someone and with the backstab push them into the corner on Wake Up, if you space it right, it's a guaranteed hit with the Firestorm, as long as they're not using Ninja Flip Ring. As long as they're not, if they're using Ninja Flip Ring, it's not guaranteed. But if they're fast rolling or anything slower than that, you can guarantee a Firestorm on Wake Up if you push them into the corner. If you backstab them into the corner, step back a little bit and then cast. And you need 45 dex, obviously, for the max cast speed. So I'm kind of indifferent about that. I guess some stuff, yeah, you could speed it up, but yeah, it's cool. Next one. Remove off-balance whiff feature from halberd, scythes, mates, hammers. I'm going to change the... let's change it to... My favorite Dark Souls 2 boss right here. Shoutouts to all the Dark Souls 1 players watching right now. Mega triggered from the music playing. They're like, oh, his commentary is decent, but this music, I can't. Link a YouTube video? Yeah, you can whisper that to me. That would be awesome. That would be pretty awesome, man. And I want to try that Chaos Blade nerf that you're talking about. Definitely. Definitely want to link to that if you can. Or at least someone I can talk to, if not you, that can, yeah. Where are we at? Remove off-balance whiff feature from halberds, scythes, hammers, etc. So... okay, so I'm lower it a little bit. So we're talking about... okay, when you swing the halberds in this game, the scythes, the maces, the hammers, right, the pickaxe, all that stuff, when you miss the attack, if you attack and you hit air, you don't hit anything, there's an extra whiff that occurs, like an extra recovery, extra lag, delay, until you can control your character again. This is super awesome. This is super awesome. Especially in a game where backstabs are so strong and are such a strong punish. This is what makes all these, because these weapons are solid, right? Halberds are solid, scythes, a little tricky to use, but still solid. Maces, basically the, what is it? The mace and the, what's the one with bleed? Reinforced club. And I think, oh, and then the blacksmith hammer, the one that's like split with lightning. Those are pretty much, unless I'm forgetting something, those are pretty much the only 3 viable ones. And they're nowhere near like high tier, like they're just viable. Like you can beat people with them. But the fact that they have that whiff really sucks. Really, really sucks. And so this I'm 100% for. That's amazing. I 100% with that. Don't even need to talk about it because it's just, you're taking crappy weapons or mediocre, definitely mediocre weapons, and removing sucky parts about them. Why wouldn't you like that? I'm down. Reduce cast time on lightning spear spells. Don't need to talk too much about that. Lightning spear, all of them take way too long to start up, so makes sense for PvE, terrible in PvP, so 100% with it. Different block stuns according to attacks blocked. This is going to have a huge impact, bigger than I think anyone realizes on the actual PvP. Because right now there's two block stuns in the Souls game, or in Dark Souls 1. There's if I remember correctly, there's the Ultra Greatsword block stun, right, or Great Hammer, that Ultra class, and then there's everything else, if I remember correctly. So it'll be a good thing if there's more block stun for blocking stuff from like curved great swords, like the Murakumo, great swords. Yeah, dude, this is solid. This is gonna be tough to balance. This is gonna be one of those things that's really gonna be tricky to balance, difficult to implement, but ultimately it's gonna make the game more, what's the right word? Not vibrant, just less static. Less static. Yeah, definitely, because DS3 is like that, where different weapons have different amounts of block stun. So like when you block a great sword, you're definitely in block stun longer than when you block a straight sword. So I like this change. It's really solid. Yeah. Investigate adding kick stun to specific attacks. So what does this mean? Like you do an R1 with the, let's pick a random weapon. What's the shitty Murakumo in Dark Souls 1? What's it called? The server, there we go. So like you would attack with the server and they get like kicked back. What would that accomplish though? I'm not sure. Okay, maybe interesting. I'm not really sure how that would affect the game, but it's interesting. Add stamina cost to spells. Ooh. That's right, huh? DS1, there's no stamina cost when you cast spells. But in the other, I don't know. I don't know, guys. I feel like you would think from a balance standpoint, this makes complete sense, but from a fun standpoint, I don't agree. I don't agree. Spells in the Souls games have always been, at least in PvP, have always taken a backseat to melee. Always. Look at any tournament, any high-level play. Shoot, you don't have to look far. In DS3, I hosted with Havoc. We hosted on PC a non-meta tournament. It took a non-meta tournament for a spell sword to win. Every other tournament that we did, melee build won, right? So personally, I don't think this should be in there. It's fine if they do end up doing it, no big deal. I'm more of a melee guy. I like spells too, but I'm 9 out of 10 builds of mine are all melee, so that's just what I like. So yeah. Ability to add completely new spells instead of just modifying existing ones. This sounds doesn't sound realistic, man. It sounds way too, like, how are you gonna, like, new animations, new, I don't know, it just sounds really tough. Maybe they already have the ability to do this. I mean, and or no, it's, well, no, they don't, because then it would be completed, right? Completion 0 to 10, yeah. So instead of just modifying existing ones. So cool idea. Is it gonna make the final cut? I don't know, / I don't think so. Also blocks binoculars and other stuff. Oh well, that would have been nice for the DS1 tournament I hosted. Breaking the phantom limit. I've heard about that. Yeah, they have, I think it's up to 8 players now that you can have. You can have up to the host plus 7 other red phantoms in one world. How crazy is that? We're talking true 4v4 competitions. Like, imagine. And especially with some of the backstab changes that they're you know, mentioning, where they put some kind of hit check, like in DS2 where you kind of click into the BS, or in DS3 where you know, you stab and then the BS animation activates. It wouldn't just be a conga line of dude standing, dude standing, dude standing, dude standing, where they're all just waiting for the BS, right? Because that's how Dark Souls 1 Forest a lot of times it was, you know, somebody would get the backstab, the other player would come right behind them, ready for the next one. Right behind them, ready for the next one. You don't like the Bloodborne OST? I do. Give me a dope track from the Bloodborne OST, I'll play it. Something chill though. I feel like I like Demon of Song, but it's a little bit too aggro. So give me something chill from Bloodborne OST and I'll play it. Spell parry. This is really cool. This was in DS2 and DS3, but one thing I never liked about it in DS2 and DS3 was you'd parry the spell, but it would just go away. There would be no damage to the opponent. I'd like for them to incorporate, if you time it right, just like a regular parry, if you time the parry right, you get a big chunky reward, right? The whole thing about parry riposte, high risk, high reward. That's how it works. High risk, high reward. You know, if you go for the parry and your opponent reads it, it's a free backstab. In Dark Souls 1, Dark Souls 3, I can't speak for Dark Souls 2, I'm not sure, I don't really remember, to be honest, but I know in DS1 and DS3, if you go for the parry and I know you're going for it, guess what? You're about to get backstabbed, right? So I hope that the spell parry they put in is going to be high risk, high reward, meaning if you go for the spell parry, if you miss, maybe you take counter damage or instability damage, but if you hit it, it's going to hit and it's going to go towards the, like, maybe it's not 100% guaranteed, but at least some badass tracking, something. It's got to have some kind of badass tracking, because again, high risk, high reward. Whoa, whoa, what is this? I'm watching. Hey, can I show this on stream or no? The link that you whispered. Wait, what is this even? I don't even know. Yo, I'm not sure what I don't really understand what I'm watching here. I don't think I understand what I'm watching here. Is it like a meme video? Because he just runs up to them and they instantly get backstabbed. Unless I'm missing something. This is crazy. I've never seen anything like this before. Okay, I'm not gonna show this on stream because it I don't know, it doesn't look right. Something about it, it's like he runs up to them and he as long as he hits them, I mean, no, not even. Some of the things, like he swings and then he goes into the backstab, and some of them he walks up to them and it's like instantly goes into a backstab animation. They changed the backstab angle so everything is a face stab. Oh, so what you're saying is if they can widen it, they can narrow it down. Oh shit. Oh shit, that's insane, dude. When was this published? February 10? This year? No shit, dude. I don't know who this... I'm gonna subscribe to him. I don't know who this person is, but I'm gonna subscribe to them. Maybe they'll... Do they have like a Twitter? No, nothing. Goddamn YouTubers. I swear, all YouTubers are the same. No Twitter, no like social media, just like YouTube account, nothing. Like, how am I supposed to contact you? Like, what if I say, hey, what's up? Who are you? How are you? What's your deal? What is this video? Talk to me. Nothing. Nothing. Fuck off. Eat a dick. Okay. 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 All right. Moonlit Melody. Is this the nightmare fight? The... That was one of my favorite boss fights in DS, in Bloodborne, was the DLC... What's it called? Undead Nightmares? I don't remember the name of the boss fight. It's been a while, but... Okay, we're gonna let it rock. We're gonna let it rock. Okay. Where are we at? Hopefully it doesn't... Yeah, we're good. Spell parry. Okay, we talked about that. Ability to add new weapons instead of replacing existing ones. Okay, that's pretty cut and dry. I don't think I need to explain that. That's cool. I don't think I need to go in detail. Like, it's not about super detail. Add invincibility frames to rapier / falchion kicks. This is really cool. If you guys don't know what they mean by kicks, the rapier and falchion in this game, they replace the kick animation. You don't actually get a kick. It's an attack and you jump back as you're attacking. Now the issue is, one, it's a really low damage attack, but that's fine because it's not really what rapiers are used for. And then falchions, I mean, unless it's buffed, it hits like a wet noodle anyways. So it's not really about the damage when it comes to the kick attack with these weapons. It's more about GTFO, right? Getting out of the way, maybe getting a quick swipe in and getting out of the way. So it makes a lot of sense that they would add iframes to this. I don't know how they'd balance it though, because you definitely wouldn't want people just spamming the kick animation with rapiers and falchions, because it does do damage. So I don't know how you'd balance that. That's a weird one. It's a tough one. But I like the idea, but the implementation You got to be careful. Okay. Next up, we have Bloodborne Rally System for the Occult Upgrade Path ? So it could be for that. Okay. Bloodborne Rally System, for anyone that hasn't played Bloodborne, maybe like you're a Souls fan only, don't care about Bloodborne, or don't have a PS4. In Bloodborne, when you took damage from enemies, you had a very short amount of time, a couple seconds, 5 seconds maybe, a little bit more, maybe a little bit less, something like that, roughly 5 seconds, where as long as you attacked an enemy, you could gain your life back. You would gain that health back. And it was really, it encouraged very aggressive gameplay, PvE and PvP. It was a lot of fun. Like, rally system in Bloodborne, really, really solid. I don't think anybody had any negative, like any complaints about the rally system. So putting it in this game, I mean, hell to the yes. Where do I sign? Where do I sign, guys? Where do I sign? I would 100% love it if they did that. That's really, really cool. Rally system in Bloodborne or in Dark Souls 1. Maybe just for the occult upgrade path. Dude, right now, when it comes to elemental upgrades in Dark Souls 1, really the only thing you would ever use is chaos. If you're a nerd like myself, you might use lightning because you like the bzzzt noise. But if you're min-maxing, the only thing that makes sense is chaos. It's flat out does the most damage, period, right? That's it. You would never use, you know, enchanted longsword or any of those things because they do less damage than the equivalent of chaos, right? You would never use enchanted longsword because chaos longsword exists. Even if you have 50 int, doesn't matter. You would never use it because you have chaos longsword and that does more damage. So anything that encourages more upgrade paths to be viable, absolutely I'm a fan of. Let's lower this down a little bit. Cleric Beast yelling in my ear. 100% I like this idea. 100% I like this idea. Super badass. So good shit on that one. 10 out of 10. Yeah. What do we got? Improve viability / movesets of weapons / catalyst combos. Okay, so what does this mean? There's like basically almost no combos in this game where it's like a spell or a miracle into an R1. There's a couple. You can do Wrath of Gods. You can dead angle Wrath of Gods. And if you don't know what dead angle means, it's when you face your back towards your opponent. So it's risky. You could get backstabbed. You cast Wrath of Gods, and instead of Wrath of Gods regularly where it pushes them away, if you face your back towards your opponent, it'll pull them in. And so you pull them in, and then you can hit them, you can connect that. It's a true combo with a Halberd R1, right? And it does good damage, right? So that's another example of the upgrade, like the elemental upgrade paths sucking, because if you have 50 faith and you use Wrath of Gods into whatever the faith upgrade path is, Halberd, magic, not magic, I can't remember the name of the faith upgrade path, whatever it is. If you use the faith upgraded Halberd and you do Wrath of Gods into R1, you'll do less damage than if you do the same thing with a Chaos Halberd. The Chaos Halberd does more damage. So, dude, how I'm running out of breath here. We have so many more to go. Fuck. Okay, hold on 1 second, guys. 2 seconds. 2 seconds. Where are we? Main tournament? Yeah, okay. Okay, so this fantastic idea, 10 out of 10. I don't want to spend too much time on the obvious stuff because that's obvious. Who wouldn't want more combos? Yeah. Add weapon / talisman combos, grant TCP. That's another obvious thing. More combos are better. More fun gameplay. Great sights have Shotel R2. That sounds really interesting. Actually, the scythes in this game already have really strong R2s, strong attacks. So maybe what they could do is replace the R1s, which are sub-mediocre at best, and that's me being nice about it. They suck. Let's just be honest. The Great Scythe R1s, one-handed, two-handed, doesn't matter. They're really, really poor. As far as I'm concerned, when it comes to like the Great Scythe or Life Hunt Scythe, the only attacks you should ever be doing, running attack or R2. That's it. Right. Oh, of course, backstab and stuff. But yeah, running attack or R2, that's it. That's the moveset. Otherwise, the R1s, they don't do enough damage. They don't break enough poise. They're too slow. Easily backstab. It just, yeah. So, super awesome. Super awesome. Really like that. It's interesting. Very interesting. I would say that if they do go through with this, maybe reduce the damage a little bit, because if you have a you know, Great Scythe that has like what, 450, 470 AR. If you have a attack that crazy going through shields, you might want to like put like a attack modifier where it reduces the damage a little bit, because that might be a little bit too much. I don't know. Nothing crazy. Not like Dark Souls 3 where the shield penetration weapons are garbage. Like they do like no damage. Like you hit them with it and you're like, where's my damage? not like that, but it should be a strong finisher. That's what it should be. Not a, you know, like a breath, like what is it? Yeah, whatever. Dark Souls 3, it sucks. The shield ignore attacks, so not that poor, but yeah. Reduce backstab angle and distance, fantastic. Don't need to talk too much about that. Increase speed of backstab animation plus get up. Increase speed of backstab animation plus get up. This will have huge impact. Will have a huge impact on the PvP scene. Or yeah. I mean, we could try it. Yeah, I don't see why not. We could try it. Large hitbox on lightning spears, that's good. Again, any like if it's like miracles and spells and stuff, I'm all about giving it more love because they need it. They really need it. Fix a bug, fog wall bug, that's fine. Integrate DSCM, DS fix an anti-cheat system. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. One of the worst things is, and this is why so many streamers won't stream Dark Souls 1, because there's no anti-cheat. There's no anti-cheat. Or even the new games, there's really no, I mean, there's anti-cheats, but then you can do the family share, you can get around with it, get around it, etc., etc. Why would you want to put yourself in a situation where you can be trolled and then they're going to upload that to YouTube and everyone's going to like either haha laugh or be like, oh, that sucks, that's so sad. Why would you want to put yourself in that situation? Not a good situation to put yourself in. So most streamers are like, nope, fuck it, playing offline or playing on console where you can block. Right? So 10 out of 10, the more they focus on this, the anti-cheat, the DS fix, and the DSCM, the more people will get back into Dark Souls, and the more people will actively want a PvP, right? Because I can't be the only one that here and there browses the Dark Souls 1 subreddit, and you'll always get like random like 5 upvoted threads like, hey guys, just finished my second playthrough, what's the PvP like? Want to try out the PvP? And there's always that one comment that's like, oh, fucking hackers, bro, you know, good luck. And then noob is gonna be like, oh shit, you know, I'm gonna play offline, forget PvPing or whatever. And so this is actually huge. This should be, I think this should be high. Honestly, this should be high. This is really important. Yeah, really, it can't be understated. It really can't be. So, but let's move on. Improve tracking on certain animations, jump attacks. That's awesome. Dark Souls 3 actually did that, and it's really awesome. It actually makes jumping attacks not complete trollerino. Like sometimes I'll do jumping attacks in Dark Souls 1. It's me completely trolling because I have a life lead on the opponent, so I'm just dicking around. But in DS3, it has decent tracking. Not great, but some tracking to where they can't just lol walk around you like rubbing your side and backstab you, right? So adding these new miracles, fantastic, no complaints there. Allow summoning, 10 out of 10. Awesome. Can't argue with any of those. Fixed lock-on when multiple targets available, target switching. Not sure what that means, but if there's I've never noticed an issue, but okay. More adding stuff, bursting fireball, integrated bonfire fix, really important, shouldn't be understated. Well, I guess it's medium, but it's pretty important, but it's not high. Set Demon's Catalyst and Izalith Catalyst cast. Ooh, interesting. I like it. Very cool. Something different. Linear Fire Tempest. Oh, like what is it called in Dark Souls 3? Dark Flame? No. Black Flame? I don't know. I don't remember what it's called, but yeah, that's pretty cool. And it hopefully, I don't know if this is gonna have, hopefully it'll have a little bit of tracking like the DS3 one. Really, even in DS3, it's pretty hard to hit an experienced player with it. If you know how to get around it, it's not that scary, but it's still something that you have to respect. If you see it come out, you have to respect it. And so I like that. So that's cool. Sacred Flame, where are we at? Oh yeah, Sacred Flame, display ping. Oh, that would be sick. If you can see exactly how laggy someone is, that would be sick. So all this stuff is awesome. Yeah, no issues with any of this stuff. Warmth, Blackfire Orb. Wow, that's right, huh? There's no warmth in DS1. No shit. No shit. That's right. Black Flame AoE, Obsidian Greatsword 2-hand R2. But the Obsidian Greatsword 2-hand R2 is already super strong. Has good pushback. Good damage. Okay, I don't know. Maybe it's... Alright. Fire Surge, Regional Lock. Teleport spell? What would that even be? I mean... Okay. I can't even imagine, because most of these changes, not all of them, granted, but most of them are PvP changes, right? Like Bloodborne Rally System, spell pairing, Lightning Spear hitbox increase, like. But I don't know. It sounds cool. It sounds. I'm down to check it out. Yeah, why not? Where's my mouse? Oh, there we go. Gwendolyn spells, cool. Moonlight spells. This sounds really tough to do. How are you gonna... Here's the thing, right? So you're gonna release an overhaul project. Let's say you call it Overhaul Project 1.0, and you release, you know, here's the exe or whatever. Here's the file, guys. Shove this into your, you know, data folder or whatever, and you'll be good to play with all the other people that have this overhaul project. But then you start adding options to edit stuff. How is it gonna work? How is it gonna mesh? If I have some custom ass, you know, spells and shit in the game, and you don't, and I use it against you, what's gonna I mean, I don't know. Putting more options into the hand of the user is always a good thing, but maybe this would be something that you'd want to do. Well, I guess that's why it's like medium, almost low priority. So maybe this is like end game, like if everything else is taken care of, and then yeah. Make every area invadable. That's awesome. Undo kick out phantom effect in some areas. That's fantastic. Yeah, one of the best things about DS2 is you're always got to be ready for PvP, right? Even if you're hollow or the boss is dead, you can still get invaded. So I like that. That's pretty cool. Make Gravelord Covenant NG. That's fantastic. Yeah, for the longest time, nobody knew that Gravelord, you could only get Gravelorded, or you could only, yeah, get Gravelorded if you were an NG+, because it was deemed too difficult for NG players, so they only made it active in NG+. So you wouldn't even, I think you could still, if I remember correctly, you could still see the Gravelord sign, but you just wouldn't see the Black Phantoms. Yeah. Which, wait a minute, didn't they take that? Are there a group? They took that out for DS3, huh? Right? There's no Gravelord, like, hardcore versions of the same enemies. God damn. I just realized that that was a thing from Demon Souls, and then they brought it into Dark Souls 1, but it didn't make it to 2 or 3. Damn. Okay. Fix the FPS issue. Alright, Carls. Catch you next time, man. Wait, what did he say? It was a nice stream. Better check yourself before you wreck yourself. What? Okay. Not sure what that's talking about, but okay. Let's see here. What do we miss? Oh, here we go. Make Dragon Eye Orb function like Red Eye Orb. Oh, so you can invade as a dragon. That would be super cool. Fix FPS issue on White Dragon Breath. I agree. Replace the oil texture on the Drake Bridge with the oil texture on the Drake Bridge. Okay. Reduce wind-up recovery on this White-hander. That's fine. Add all bonfire locations when unlocked. That might break the PvE though. So what, you load up, you beat the Asylum Demon, you ride the crow, you fall into Firelink Shrine, the text pops up and says, what does the text even say? In Lordran, light bonfires and something something. And right away you can warp to fucking Ulsil and get down. I guess that's why it's low. Replace low resolution icons. That's great. Make Princess's Guard like Spear of the Church. That sounds so difficult but so cool. If you can make that work, my god. My god. I can't wrap my brain around how that's feasible. Add cut content to Chaos Server Covenant. That would be super cool. Add zoom to crossbows. That would be amazing. That would be amazing. PvP, you probably never use it, but PvE, that would be super fun. Source and create high resolution textures. Okay. Add torch as a weapon. Why not? Modify DS mod T to allow importing armor pieces. Extract weapons and textures from DS3. I think somebody already did that. I could have sworn I've seen on the Mugen, not Mugen. What's that shit called? The Nexus mods. Somebody imported or exported the Fume Greatsword, the... What's the one? The Pontiff Sullivan? Like, long story short, a bunch of the Dark Souls 3 like boss weapons, and they imported it into Dark Souls 1. I never tried it myself. I just saw the pictures and stuff. It looks pretty cool. The pictures look a little bit low resolution, but I'm pretty sure that's just the pics he took, and in-game they'll be like, you know, 1080p and shit. So or high resolution, doesn't have to be 1080p. Modify TWAP so it lowers equip load or stamina regen. Okay, so this is just like change. Okay. Make player repostable in the guard break. Cool. S on ladders. Cool. Parry with a crossbow bolt. That is cool. Implement DS2 tech. 180 degree running attack. Yeah, that would be dope. And the stand swap. Yeah. That's... Yeah. Was it broken in Dark Souls 2? You better believe it. Was it fun to use? Absolutely. Both of those should be in. Why not? You know what? Yeah, it's kind of broken and janky, but welcome to Souls PvP. So I say put it in. It'd be fun to use, and noobs would check that right now. 1 second. And noobs would what's it called? You know, just like toggle swapping, just like anything, noobs would eventually learn, and they would get good at like the tech. They would understand how to do it, right? Just like toggling out of stun locks, there's like all the backstab shenanigans and so on. Also, Anna Gucci, thank you so much for donating. I appreciate that so much, dude. Thank you. So kind of you, thank you. No message, huh? Thanks, dude. It's very nice of you. Okay. Usually they sneak a message in with the donation, like, you know, like, hey streamer, great stream, keep up the good work. Hey, you know, something awkward and uncomfortable. What's the most awkward? Oh, we shouldn't talk about that right now. Let's finish this up and then, yeah. Oh wait, I'm kind of, hold on. Let me go back and check out chat real quick. See if I missed some stuff. DS3 binoculars are better than DS1 binoculars? Well, if I remember correctly, DS2, you couldn't zoom in, so that sucks. Like DS2 was shit in that regard. But DS3 binocs, isn't it the same as DS1? Like, unless I'm forgetting something. Integrated bonfire fix. Trem, if you're still here, what that means is in DS1, sometimes you'd sit at the bonfire and it would glitch out, and either you couldn't get up or you would have to quit out, like, or you could get up, but the bonfire would stay, even though you were like, you were not invadable, but the bonfire would stay turned off, right? Which doesn't make sense. So the bonfire is kind of finicky. Console and PC, so yeah. Region lock is great too, I guess. Yeah, so you only face, you know, within your own region. Yeah, I guess that's... Ping system works if both players have ICMP. I don't recognize the acronym. DS2 had NG plus phantoms. Moss, if you're still here, I'm not talking about NPC phantoms. I'm talking about black phantoms, which are enemies, like just regular enemies, but badass difficult versions of them. What's up, Jaden? Make the netcode laggier to make BS more important. How can you do all of this? Is Dark Souls so open to mess around with the code? It is not. This is a group of Dark Souls enthusiasts and coders getting together to, you know, overhaul their favorite game. But some of this seems so hard to implement. How do you work on this stuff without source code? Well, you sit there and you run the game and you do stuff and you watch. I think it's the like assembly code, and you watch enough of it over and over and over again until you understand how the game at its most basic level runs or works. I think that's how it works. I think. Might be wrong. Okay, I think that's all. Sweet. Okay, let's go back to this. So where are we at? Implement DS2 tech. Yeah, totally with it. Priscilla's Protector's Covenant. Oh, I remember there was like a subreddit about that. That's cool. Yeah, it's like a little lore flare or whatever. Yeah, hell yeah, dude, why not? Fix Vamos's audio. Oh yeah, Vamos's audio is shit. I mean, it's low priority, granted, but it's still not a bad thing. Ability to cancel gestures. I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say no. You know why? You know why I'm gonna say no? Because the act of gesturing should have some significance. Should have some significance. If I can gesture, if I can do well, what is it? And you're like, you know what? F this guy. Who do you think you are? And you run up in my face and you mash R1. If I can just backstep out of that, or roll out of that, or roll backstab you from that, what is that? Well, what is it? Does it really mean anything? No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. When you gesture at someone, it's what makes it interesting, what makes it exciting, is that you're risking your in-game life to communicate something to the other player. Because at any given time, while you're, you know, finishing up your shrug or your bow or your point down or whatever, they could slap on a hornet ring, slap on a great club, and guess what? You're one hit away from death now. And you're on the ground waking up, so you're in big trouble. You better guess right, mofo. So this is one thing that I disagree with. I hope they don't include this. I really don't like that you can do this in DS3, because we saw what happened at the tournaments that I hosted. There's always that one guy that thinks he's a badass and that wants to mid-fight or mid-tournament, you know, start clapping and like it's like wasting everyone's time. Like, you don't like, no, I did it for the edge, bro. It's cool, bro. I did it for the edge. Like, oh, okay, you know. So I don't know. I don't like this personally. If it's in the game, it's not a deal breaker, whatever. But personally, I would not want to see it in there. Yeah, because that's like, maybe that's my old school like Demon Souls mentality, but it was, if you invade or you get invaded and you choose to bow first, the bow, it means something, right? It's because the other person could be like, fuck that, and they could run up and start, you know, mashing you down, but it's meant to mean something. It's like, hey, I want to have a clean fight, you know, no healing, right? This is an honor duel. Or, you know, if you do a well, what is it? Or if you do a point down, that means F you. Who do you think you are? You're gonna get smoked, right? You're done. You suck. Like, you know, like, it means something. But if you can just gesture, if you can just cancel out of it, it's stupid. So anyways, that's my 2 cents on that. Replay Vow of Silence audio, I guess. Mouse fakes, that's cool. HD text, that's cool. Make Elite Cleric armor set drop when killing Petrus, that's like cut content, that's cool. Add DS3 style bundles, very brief buffs. Yes and no. Yes, because why not? No, because it's annoying as shit when you're fighting someone and every, you know, it lasts for like roughly 5 seconds. So every 6 to 7 seconds, they're constantly recasting, and it's unpunishable because you can cast it while running, while moving, while locked on. Like basically anything that's not rolling or jumping, you can cast it. So it's like, I don't know. I've on the one hand, it's like it looks cool, right? Because you're running and then you go whoo, and like it looks really badass, but maybe I've just fought like one too many tryhards that did that shit, and I was just like, this is so annoying. So annoying. And not like annoying like in a way that, you know, like you got wrecked because of it and that's why it's annoying. It's just annoying because it's just like constantly like it's spammy is what it is. That's the word I'm looking for. It's hella spammy. Oh, Lawrence is a good one. Yeah. Okay. Viable firebombs, knives, darts, more damage, faster throwing animation. I agree with this one. Yeah. I think that like the black firebombs and stuff are in a pretty good spot where they're at right now. They're fast enough to where you can catch like shitty rolls. Like if they, like obviously if they roll like multiple times, you're not gonna catch shit. But if they only roll once and you unlock, you place it right, you can, you know, like a finisher, it's not bad. It's still kind of trolly ultimately, but it's not bad, black firebombs. But knives and darts suck in this game. So definitely more damage and faster animation. 100% agree there, 100%. Firebombs, if they don't touch them, I'd still be okay with it because I think they're not bad. Firebombs are like a mini baby fireball in this game. So it's not bad. And the damage is good, especially black firebombs, the damage is good. Add option to region lock, okay. Chameleon switch to other items in the level, why not? Expanded save slots, that's pretty important. Yeah, because I definitely have gone through more. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. Without having to like constantly, you know, copy your save files over to a different location. That's a good one. Again, low priority, not the most important thing, but it's cool if they put it. Matchmaking based on playtime. Ooh. Sick. Super sick. Matchmaking based on arena rank. Super sick. Super sick. That's what's up. You want to talk about tryharding? This is where they'd go. Hell yeah, dude. I definitely check this shit out. This is really cool. Low priority, yeah, but super cool if they can do something about this. Super badass, yeah. Maybe have like a little elo system. I don't know. Investigate the potential of adding an arena stat homogenizer. That would be cool. Oh, like, so if I'm like SL200, you're SL50, it kind of makes it a fair fight. That's cool. Dark Moon Bow, Avalon Fire. Yeah, Dark Moon Bow sucks. That would be a huge buff. It needs it. Dark Moon Bow, you'd never see it in PvP for a reason. The only bows you ever see in, or even well, yeah, the only bows you ever see in PvP are short bow and composite bow, because they're the fastest. Everything else sucks. Like, literally, it sucks. They don't do enough damage, like the long bow, the Dark Moon Bow, they don't do enough damage. They're too slow. There's no point. There's no point. I'm not gonna talk about crossbow. That's a different weapon category. But yeah, any love that the Dark Moon Bow can get, or longbow, I'm all about it. Multiple white signs not appearing. Okay. Remove infinite stun locks via knockback. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so like Zweihander wouldn't be like R1 City. After like the second one, you'd be pushed out far enough to. Oh, that's really cool. That's really cool. Yeah, because you gotta think about it like this. Like 90% of players nowadays that still play, they all know about toggling. So you're not gonna get the infinite stun anyways. And the 10% that don't know are like super noobs. They're new to the game. So it's not really a rewarding win when you just like R1, 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 you're dead. It's not very rewarding. Yeah, it's funny the first 2 times, but after that you're like, oh wow, definitely outplayed that dude. Reduce the tendency to reconnect to the same player. Oh, that's so important. Dude, today I was streaming Dark Souls 1. I got the same person like 6 times. And the last 2 times I black crystalled out, I was SL50, they were SL130. And he's in the chat like, lol, don't want to fight me, bro. XD. I'm like, I didn't say anything because whatever. I don't want to engage with Twitch trolls, but I was just like, I just don't want to fight the same person 10 times, dude. Come on, like, it gets boring. How amazing do you think you are? How interesting do you think your, Claymore backstab ninja flip build is that I want to fight it 8 times in a row? It's really not that interesting. Okay, anyways, nothing against the player though, but yeah, it was just over and over and over. I was like, okay, I'm out. Make Ash Lake Dragon Covenant mirror the Forest Hunters. That would be cool. Oh, that would be really cool. Oh, wow. That would be super sick. Consume multiple items of the same type. Yeah, that would be really helpful, especially for PvE stuff. Hide orange signs. Why? Tool to edit item descriptions. Very, very interesting. Okay, so I think that's the list of everything. There's like more here, but that is way too much to go over for now. Like, look at all this, and this is really specific stuff. Like, let's talk about Dark Beat. Decrease the damage, decrease the stamina drain, increase the cast speed, remove the cast speed scaling, increase the insta. So this is like super specific. Maybe some other day we can go over all this stuff too. But it's way, I mean, look at this. It's too much, especially for right now. So yeah, that is the Dark Souls Overhaul to-do list. I know that took super like 40 plus, I don't even know how long that was. Holy crap, that was really long. But really interesting stuff. I'll make sure to put links to all the info in the description. So to the Reddit thread, to the the actual Google Doc that we went over, etc., etc. If you yourself are a coder, if you know about assembly or C, then definitely hit these guys up, jump in the thread, message these guys. Callie, probably the person organizing it because he posted the thread. So, yeah, let's see what we can do to bring our favorite game, breathe new life into our favorite game. So yeah, thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.